Welcome back to the Outer Worlds. Where we left off, we'd just seen Reed, the boss of the cannery in this wonderful settlement, the Soltuna Cannery. And however, we need to speak to Parvati, who wants to speak to us about the whole problem that we're facing.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me.
So Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, and it's about the deserters, so what's the other side of the argument?
To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Yeah, I can't blame them.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Thanks, mister.
Yeah, we'll go and talk to him.
When you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Okay, before we leave, however, you're going to head in here over to the right-hand side and up this ladder. At the top, you're going to find a room, and that room has a sort of book in it. The books, there's 3 volumes you're going to need, and it's over here. So Mechanical Engineering Volume 2, you're going to pick that up and take it with you. We have more places to go. Oh, you really can't take any fall damage in this game. Anyway, we're going to head out of here, and we actually should speak to Vicar Max, I suppose. Given we promised Parvati that we would. Vicar Max is in this sort of cross-shaped building, this right here. As you might imagine, it's a church of sorts.
Weird in here. It's too...
And let's speak to the vicar.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
Yeah, Parvati wanted to talk to you. Yeah, blame her.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Yeah, cut off the power.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
So what do you advise?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. If it were as easy as a few soothing words in the right ears, I'm sure it would have been done already. Consider it a challenge. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
Why?
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
I assume you'd want to burn it once you get your hands on it, right?
What? No, I don't want to burn it. I would never... I mean, I just want to... Look, I have a very simple goal here. I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
Yeah, what's this book about?
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it.
Okay, well, let's look for the book.
If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Okay, now he didn't have really all that much advice for us to get on with, but we're just going to use that and we're going to head outside of town. Now that we've got that book from inside the cannery, we're going to get another one from the community centre. Now that is straight out of these gates, straight up the road, and the building on the right. It's quite a big building, you'll see in a second. And let's zone out. So here we are outside, and we're going to head up the road. Yes, towards where it says the green tick is, the botanical lab. But before we get there, there are some, well, obstacles, shall we say. We have some issues with some marauders in the way. So let's get rid of the marauders. Yeah, let's just wait for him to get closer to that. And...
Okay. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they were marauders. I mean, you know, we're obviously not going to just stand and shout at them a little bit. Do we get some more stuff? Yep, looks like we do. And that's explosive. All right. Now, here's the community centre on the right-hand side. It is not peaceful around here. There is yet more marauders, but we're going to work our way through them, head on the inside, and I'll see you in there. Okay, so here we are inside the community centre. That is the back door. You can go around the back of the community centre for it. And again, like most Fallout games, we're going to basically loot everything we can. And there is vending machines. You can unlock the ability to sell and buy from them. Well, buy from them, you can do that anytime. But sell to them, you need to be able to have your hacking skill. And speaking of skill, we have a level up, so we may as well level up while we're here. And I'm not sure what level in stealth we need for that, but I'm going to put 2 things in there. There we go. 20, novice. Unlock the ability to sell goods to vending machines. And we can just take a look at what we've got in here. 20 in dodge would give us the ability to leap forward, or dodge in general. All the rest of them need 40 to keep going. But if we get 40 long guns, we get critical damage plus 50%. I want that. I definitely want that. And then probably at some point we do want that power and sweep attacks. That would be good. And that's fine for now. Dialogue. Do we get any options in here? We've all got over 20 already. So let's just look at... We're able to get 1 more to get each of these unlocking. So we get a second drug mixing slot. We get improved weapons and armor in the workbench. And we get repair weapons and armor in the workbench. Okay, inspiration I'm not going to worry about. Did I? I need to apply. There we go, apply. We don't get perks every level. We only get them on even levels, I think. So that's worthwhile doing. And then you want to just sneak around here because they see that means there's an enemy right there. And we're going to take care of them. I would say quietly, but that's not looking like it's happening. There's one guy. And there's the other. And let's just sneak up and... Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. And again.
Got 'em all.
Okay, so we cleared one room, and we're going to work our way around until we've cleared the whole place. And up here in the room overlooking the main entrance, that would be the main entrance if you came in that way. We came into the back door. You will find this room with a few people in it, but also over here on this desk you will find Mechanical Engineering Volume 1, which you'll want to pick up along with all the other loot from every other container that you can find up here. I think we've got most of it actually. Is there anything else? No, I think I'm pretty much looted up. Some pet pills, I guess. And another mag pick. Okay, good. And I'll clear the rest of the building. Occasionally you'll find doors like this with bars across. I've just undone them. When you do that, it's pretty much like your Dark Souls sort of games in that they're one-way doors. And once you undo them, we have another one over there, you can basically shortcut through this area in future. So yeah, it's worthwhile doing whenever you see that. And this is obviously the main entrance. So yeah, do make sure to unlock all the doors, just as if you're playing Dark Souls or similar kind of games. And further up the road here, towards the top, we have the area of the Botanical Lab. And in there we can go and find Adelaide, the other representative of the other two factions that you have to choose from. And here we go with the Botanical Lab. So they're all kind of friendly. Yep, you can speak to them if you want to, but we're just going to go straight to Adelaide and go and see what she has to say. So in here, this is the greenhouse, sort of almost like a Victorian greenhouse kind of effect. Again, this is where the sort of Dishonored 2 sort of inspiration, at least to me anyway, seems to come in, and say hello to Adelaide.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice.
She seems so kind.
Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here.
You must be Adelaide.
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
So she seems so nice. What happens if we mention Reed?
Reed Thompson? You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Reed wants to make amends.
Make amends? Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
No, he's quite serious. He's going to take your power away.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
I kind of need it for my ship. Sorry.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
Yeah, a hero to you, but not the population of the town.
A hero to the people who matter. To us. To the ones who come around. To the ones you save. Reed will never understand. He has been too long inebriated on the wine of corporate culture. All he sees is productivity, output, profits.
Yeah, but what happens to Edgewater if I help you?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
Well, I consider it.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Okay, so we can loot more stuff around here, but it is going to be stealing at that point, and if you get seen, well, she really doesn't like it. So what we're going to be doing is heading back along the road and heading down to the geothermal plant. It's not too far away, it's just, oops, that's the companion ledger, don't really want to look at that right now. It's right here, just opposite this little stream, so we need to head over that way. And here's our geothermal plant. However, there's a bit of a problem. You see that fence? That fence is electrical, and it's holding back a whole bunch of other things that are electrical, namely robots. So if we just have a look around here at the outside, yep, you see there's a patrolling robot in there, mechanical sentry. Well, they aren't the easiest of things to kill, so yeah. First of all, I'd definitely recommend saving before you head in here. Otherwise, you're going to need to work your way around, and well, you need to ideally loot a new weapon, if possible, that can take care of said robots. However, let's just work our way around. So starting off, let's go into stealth and see if I can actually get a decent weapon off any of these guys. Have you got any weapons? I'm looking for a bolter pistol, but I'm not sure if the loot is fixed or if it's random. I'm just going to work my way around. and head round the back, and hopefully we have some places that... that's a light pistol. Nope. Bolter pistol is sort of like a burst pistol that actually does fairly decent damage. It'd be nice to have it, but we've obviously got some other options right now. And plenty of loot to actually get going on with. And we've gone nearly all the way around, on the inside that is, until we get near this door where we should be able to head inside, hopefully without attracting the robot's attention. And in we go. And now we're inside the geothermal plant again. I'd make sure that you actually save before you start here, but we do have a vending machine that we can use to sell some stuff. So the stuff that I picked up in the yard outside, there's various bits and pieces. I'm going to get rid of this staff now. It's pretty sort of useless by comparison to what I've just picked up, which is an impact hammer. And I'm going to get rid of our pistols. We don't need those. Even the assault rifles I've got 2 of, so yeah. And that's useless. And so is that. So yeah, saving waiters wherever I can. And we'll just hold Z to sell any junk. There we go. And we have 41 out of 140 as far as weight is concerned. Good.
The control room should be off to the right.
Yes, behind this...
Hope we're doing right then.
Behind this wall I can't get through. Okay, so we're probably going to find robots in here. But let's see what we can actually find. Oh, robots. Yep. Remember I said robots? Robots. Always robots. That didn't do too much damage. That needs more damage. Oh, yeah. I'm going to need more damage than that, ideally.
Try something else.
Shotgun's really not helping. Oh, there is another robot over there, clearly. Oh, combat drone. Yeah, this pistol does almost no damage either, so I could do with something a little bit better. Let's just run and... oh, well done, buddy. Okay, cool. So in here, I went and looted upstairs, which is in this office door. You go up the other side, at that side, and in here there's a lock-pickable sort of box, which gave me this. A, well, yes, laser sword or something. Can't call it a lightsaber, but it's something similar. And just head across here and we'll just see if there's any loot. I don't think there will be. Nope, straight to our objective, which is next up. Okay, so nice control room, which no doubt we won't be able to do anything about immediately. Let's see. Yep, redirect power. No, we can't redirect power. Okay, we need to activate 3 electrical track switches. Fine, so let's go and find those. So we head back and head down. We should be able to get to the first one. And we may be about to meet a somewhat idiosyncratic... Well, yeah. Let's just leave your impressions. Let's just say he's a mad guy. Let's just say that much. And let's just pick up everything we can in here. Ooh, 5 out of 5 to get access to this. Let's see what it is then. 5 out of 5 is quite a lot.
Nicely done.
Ugh, it's just an assault rifle. Already got one of those. We can unlock a door. Yep, that's unlocked this door, which we can then get access to. Hang on. Did that not unlock this door? Oh, into passcode. There we go. And the passcode is the one we got from Reed back at the town. Anything in any of these? Nope. They're all locked. And that door is locked at the moment. Nothing I can do about that. So we can head down. No. Head back in here. And, well, see how good our laser sword is. Laser sword. This is why I shouldn't have used this ability this soon. Well, it's not too bad, actually. Well, four swipes to take care of all that. That's actually a lot better than I was doing before. Let's go in here and see if these guys have got anything. Fun times barrel, apparently. Okay, it's another weapon mod. We need a workshop to be able to deal with that, though. And I think there may be one further down, but nothing yet. So I'm going to keep following my objective. And we should get to this, well, this mad guy eventually. Once I get rid of more robots. There's the first switch. Want to be a bit careful around it. Oh, yep. let me just clear out these robots. And you're eventually going to get to this room, only a couple of minutes later. Yeah, and Higgins down there is you think he's a bit been left on his alone a little bit too long. We're going to work our way down and just head all the way down to the bottom of this pit. It's actually called the pit in the in-game sort of notes that you find. And level 3 and presumably level 4, is it now? Here we go. Here's Higgins. And there's another impact hammer.
Not real. You're not real. You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot. Scram.
Calm down. Calm down.
You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
What's going on?
Clearly, I mistook you for one of the phantoms of my imagination, which terrorized me on occasion. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
And what is it you do?
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
Really? And you were an engineer?
I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
So if you worked on them, you just know a way to stop them, right?
Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
Oh, go on then.
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead.
Yeah, so someone tampered with it.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you.
So we've got the passcode, and Chester is basically down here on his own. Is there anything down here? Yep, there is the Mechanical Engineering Volume 3. So that's exactly why we came down. And we can pick up some of the bits and pieces. It doesn't count it as stealing, so that's all good for me. And let's head back upstairs to the room that we can reprogram the robots and stop them. Well, they still do attack me, but they will attack each other as well. So it's worthwhile doing at least. And yeah, one more level, I think. Is it one more? I think it's over here on this side. And we can head up. Yep, so here's level 1. And then it's back in this direction to the top, and you find a terminal. So modify behavior, press 1, select new mode, and yep, they're in guard mode, but when you select a new target, and define intruders as Spacer's Choice Automechanical, so they should be able to basically target each other. There we go, and let's reprogram the Automechanicals. So now we can just exit, and they will, well, basically attack each other on sight. So we need to work our way down and around, down at least one level, if not 2, into the pit, and then there is another exit we can leave from, which is right here. We're going to head inside, and that looks like I can't get through to that one just yet, so let's go straight through. And yeah, the steam.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Yeah, we're just going to avoid that. And there you can see more mechanical sentries. Now there is another one up there, so if we can get them to see each other, they may well be able to want to attack each other. But yeah, I'm going to wait for their patrols to move around a little bit. There they go. One of them clearly won. And we will just take advantage. There we go. That was easy.
That's the last of them.
Yeah, That is the last of them indeed. So, yeah, we have another routing switch over here. And I keep on pressing space instead of pressing control to come back at a crouch, but that's the second
If we
one.
send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil?
Bad things, Pavazi. On to the third switch. And through a room full of more auto mechanicals, we have this gantry, and we have the third routing switch. So you can see,
I'm not sure what the ride is.
presumably lava.
All
Oh,
I know
that seems to be a bit
is
odd thing to actually be piping around. But we should be able to leave this room, unlock one of these one-way doors, and we're back at the start, or thereabouts. At which point, or at least close to the start, at which point we can head back down and around, up here. And we should be able to head back down to this, whereby we can choose which one we want to reroute the power to.
Once we do this, there's no going back.
Yep,
Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all.
I do.
I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
I wouldn't mind hearing your opinion.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
And Reed tells me Edgewater's going to die without workers in power.
That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
I see your point.
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Okay, so now we can make a decision. You can choose which one you like. I'm going to choose to take the power away from the botanical lab and send it back to the town to bring everyone back together. Maybe they're not quite as happy, but at least they all should survive. So you can choose what you like, of course. And redirect power. Yes, I'm going to continue. And redirect power to the Edgewater. There we go. And level 4. Now we can choose to increase some other perks. I'm going to go with more ranged. Over time, I wanted to get that pretty good. We're going to want a little bit more defense, I think. Yeah, we have 6 points left. So I'm going to go dialogue up to 30. And then sneak. We get the lockpick up to 20. And then the rest in defense, etc. And perks. Yes, I'm going to continue. In fact, hang on. Did I just wipe those out? I did just wipe those out. Fine. Let's get a few of those. Dialogue up a little bit. Stealth up a little bit. There we go. And that's fine. I'm just going to take that. Apply. Yep. And perks. I think I'm going to take hit points because I am weedy. I really take a lot of damage. So I'm going to take some extra hit points. Plus 50% base health. Good. Okay, and obviously you can hear that the power going. Yep, reputation with the faction has changed. That's fine. So we're going to head out and we're going to head back up to the botanical lab. Once you're out, you can fast travel back across and go and find Underlaid, who's not going to be best impressed that we've maybe cut off the power.
He used to follow me around.
Oh dear.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit.
So you know you don't like it then?
Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
Reed does need his people back.
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
But yeah, I'm willing to deal with Reed for you because you're sort of nicer than Reed.
You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or are you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together.
Well, he's not going to just leave. I'm going to need some help.
Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life
She's using
back
human
into the earth.
corpses.
The secret is human corpses.
See, I told you she's using human
I've been
corpses.
grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
What happens when you run out of corpses?
Edgewater's cemetery's got corpses aplenty. Enough for a generation's worth of crops.
Enough talk anyway, so Adelaide is fine, and we can just borrow this thing, and then we have our power regulator to re-enable our ship. However, outside you'll find a couple of people, and we're going to speak to one of them this episode and then move on to the next one next episode. We have Thomas Kemp.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead.
Yeah, that might be me.
Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi, hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
You two get a room.
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
I seen you wandering around here. You don't look like you're coming from town.
Yeah, I'll take that as a compliment.
Well, what I meant was you're reasonably well armed and don't look stricken with plague. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
Never too late to start learning.
I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? It comes in a set
Funny.
of 3.
Yeah, I may
If
just
I had my
have.
hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Really? You
Those are
could?
Good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
Oh, never heard of it.
I know the old community center kept a copy.
Oh, really?
Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged.
And now you know why we've been collecting books. So today's your lucky day, Thomas. I've got one of the data pads you
No kidding.
wanted.
Really?
Yep.
Well, which one?
I've got part 1,
Look at that. I appreciate you In fact...
and I've got more for you.
don't
Part
keep-
2.
Ain't that just ironic? 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment.
And I've got
Don't
more.
keep me in suspense.
Part 3.
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
So we've got a new mod. We've got given by for the end of the quest, and
I've been thinking
we've been
about
asked.
going back.
Well, we'll ask him to
I'm
go
not much
back.
used to any. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again.
Well, no, be an engineer instead.
You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox.
That we can use
It's just...
whenever we go through.
Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater, and I'm as good as dead to her.
Yeah, and I'm going to try and talk Reed into stepping down, so you can stay here for now.
You know where to find me.
Yep, cool. So I should go, and that's one quest of 2 that we got to deal with here. The other one is from Grace, and she, I think, has lost her daughter. We have to go and find her. So that's going to be next episode, I think. So from here, we've got some other bits and pieces that we've got to actually fit. In particular, we've got all these mods. So electrocharged surface, it's an armor mod, so stuns and damages melee attackers, and but it has a cooldown. We've also got this armor mod, which basically increases melee defense skills, and then a couple of other weapon mods. That fun times barrel that we found, it's basically increased critical damage. I definitely want that, so I'm thinking I'm going to add that to my assault rifle or something, and reduces sort of muzzle noise. So yeah, both of those are quite good. So yeah, I think I'm pretty much okay for one episode. So yeah, we've resolved, well, at least we've made a choice, and oh, here's a workbench. Actually, that's good. Let's just repair stuff then, shall we? We can pretty much repair everything. Yep. How many weapon parts do I have? Well, I only have 4 left. Let's just break some stuff down. Instead of selling it at the vending machines, we can break it down and get weapon parts back, which we can use to repair the other things. So this is that's the damaged one, and let's just break down the rest, and then we can repair everything. Same thing with armor. We have armor parts. Can't do anything with tinker yet. We need to get higher science skill, but it looks like we can modify some stuff. So modifications, what do we actually need here? I'm going to want to probably modify the armor. So that's the armor we're currently wearing. Let's see if we have any modifications. Yes, there's those 2. I'm going to go for the melee and defense skill modifications. They can't be recovered once they're installed, so they are 1 chance only. And a light assault rifle here we are going to then apply. Let's just see. Damage type, no. It wasn't those 2 that I actually wanted. Maybe I can't actually apply it on that one. How about this one? Can we actually apply any modifications? No. How about... Well, I don't really want to apply anything to my shotgun, really. No. I thought I had those other 2. Do I not? Do they only apply to melee? Let's have a look. Where are my mods? Fun times barrel. Does it only apply to certain things? It doesn't say. It just says maybe only as part of tinker. Anyway, I'll keep hold of them, and for now, that'll actually do. So if you enjoyed the episode, give it a thumbs up. We're fairly far on the quests, I guess, for this initial area. Obviously, it's not a very big area. You can see there's not very much to explore other than what we've found so far. So we should be able to finish off next episode, hopefully, and maybe talk Reed out of his job. Until then, thanks a lot for watching. As always, click on the like if you liked the episode, and indeed click on the bell for notifications for further episodes in the Outer Worlds, and we'll see you next time.